Hello there, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto, and this guy who is, oh, hang on, he's not here. Yeah, Maff. I'm not sure if Maff is supposed to be here, but hang on, he's just sent me a message. Let's have a look. He's saying, oh, okay, because I know he was getting his internet changed over from part fiber to full fiber today. So he did say earlier on, that he might be interrupted. So he sent a thing now though saying I seem to have audio issues at the moment, only with StreamYard though, which is a bit weird, really. Anyway, I don't know. Can you? Oh, hang on, Nick's here. I'll just say. Don't know what to do really, because what I wanted to show you today, I think, is going to be of a lot of interest to Maff. Also, I kind of want his advice on a few things as well. Okay, maybe I'll just wait a few minutes and see what happens. Anyway, meanwhile, Scotty, hello. What's all this then? Well, you're waiting 5-8. Kaz Crypto saying hello indeed. And Nick saying hi, excellent. It's all very friendly. Everyone's saying hello to everybody. That's wonderful. So yeah, Maff should be here. I've also invited somebody else as well, but I'm not sure if he can make it. I think he's busy today. So very, very briefly, let's just cover the CME gap, because there is quite a big one. So yeah, the price on Friday finished at whatever that was, 73,310. And opened yesterday down here at 71.4 sort of thing. So there is this kind of big gap up here, and there is one as well. Where was it now? It's here, isn't it? When was that? Yeah, 3rd of April. These midweek ones, I'm never quite sure about those, because I don't know, they don't seem to mean much. I know, like, the CME closes for like an hour in the middle of the week, doesn't it, at some point? Maybe that is relevant. I don't know. Should I put it in? Let's put it in just in case. So there you go. So let's get the magnet, and that goes to there. Oops. Nope. Stretch on it. Is that right? Yeah, looks all right. Yeah, so there is that one there, but that was one of these weird midweek ones. Maybe I should make that a different color. What color begins with M? So I normally use magenta. I suppose that would work, wouldn't it? Sort of pinky. There you go. So we know that's a midweek one. And then we've got this one down here, haven't we? Yeah, so that's another one of the orange ones. I like to do them orange. So that is a mid. Yes, yeah, Friday to Sunday, that one. So let's make that one my usual kind of orange. Okay, it's just worth bearing in mind those. I mean, CME gaps, they do tend to get filled, but sometimes it happens the following week. Sometimes it happens like 3 months later. So the price of Bitcoin right now is actually sort of going up a bit, isn't it? I did actually just come out of a trade, and I'll show you why in a moment. Let's just look at not that. Let's make that a bit simpler. Just sold something on eBay. That's good. Let's just turn off Quadzilla for a moment. Oh, okay. Well, we just had a little pump and it came back down again. Anyway, right. So, shall I wait for Maff or not? Not sure what to do, really. Let me see if he's messaged back. For some reason on eBay, White Snake albums sell really well. and I don't like white snake, but my wife used to, so that's why I've got a few. But they seem to sell rather well on eBay. Anyway, but let's have a look. So I'll tell you what I've been doing. So this fella here, right, is called Lewis Jackson. I've actually invited him along to the stream today and see if he wants to come. So what he's been doing, he got this script from GitHub that interfaces Claude AI with TradingView. Okay. Now I don't think Lewis is much of a like a day trader. He's more of a, I think he's more of a like a altcoin, what do you call them, swing trader. I think he's more like that, but he's very much into AI, and so he's come out with this script, and you can see it in this description of his video here. It's in this GitHub thing here. Now, the way you're supposed to be able to install it is just by going to Claude, or was it Claude Code? Claude Code, I think it is. And then you're supposed to be able to just put in this command here, and it will do it all for you. I tried that. It didn't actually work that well. I think it might have been because I didn't follow his instructions very well. So it was a bit of messing around. He did it on a MacBook, and so did I. I have no idea how it would work on Windows or anything like that, but I'm sure it would work. I had to install a few things like developer tools, all that stuff that runs in terminal on sorry, just looking at Scotty's message. What the hell is Rave DAO? Oh, I don't know. I saw someone talking about that. Anyway, we'll have a look in a moment. So, yeah, this wasn't quite as easy to install as I thought it was going to be, actually. And it was one of those things where, like, there was so much to-ing and fro-ing. I should have made a video about it, but it wouldn't have been very useful because I clearly just did not know what I was doing. But I eventually did it, and I managed to get Claude to work with TradingView. Okay, so then what I did, I think I can show you this. Let me just open Claude. Okay, and then I think if I remove that, if I stop the screen, if I share screen, and then I share the window, and I'm going to share Claude. Okay. Now I know this would be like really, really useful if I could show. Oh, that works. Okay. This would be really, really useful if I could show this and the chart at the same time. But at the moment, I'm not quite. Well, I can do that in StreamYard, but I'd have to sort of share the whole of my screen. And because this computer here is, it's my, like, it's not actually the computer I do my trading on. It's like the one I just do all my personal stuff in. So I don't really want like, personal messages popping up and that sort of thing. So what I did was I went to. Right, so I got it all working. This was yesterday evening, I think it was. Some weird things, like it couldn't find Bitunix on TradingView, so I had to sort of set it up on TradingView. But anyway, I got it working in the end. I think I was using the ByBit charts. So what I was looking at initially was the ByBit USDT chart on the 1 minute time frame. Candlestick chart, and it knew about these indicators. I had the engulfing candle thing, the bearish and bullish ones, and Quadzilla version 1.7.2. Okay, so I said this is all I said. I think I can do this much, much better. So I said, by looking at the Quadzilla retracement levels and the momentum oscillator, can you identify likely bullish reversals? Okay. So it said, let me read the current indicator values and price data from the chart and all that. So it kind of did this, and it looked at the EMAs as well, and that was quite good. And it came up with this thing here saying, okay, so bullish reversal setup summary. Now, I think we can do this much, much, much better. But this is what I did just to get it all going. So it said fastest stochastic crossing up from low average, bullish. Price approaching EMA 21 from below, watch. Reclaim bear retracement level, not yet. Super signal up. It's quite cool it knew about the super signal, super up, even though I'd not actually told it about it yet. So at this point, it said, like, bottom line, the momentum oscillator is showing early bullish signs with the fast stochastic diverging upward from an oversold average. However, there's no confirmed reversal yet. You'd want to see the price above EMA 21 first and target the bear retracement as blah, blah, blah. And I thought that was really cool. But it kind of got me thinking that we actually want to see, for that scalping type thing, I don't want to do it all on the 1 minute time frame. So I normally do this thing where I look at the 1 minute, the 3 minute, and the 12 minute. So I thought, how can I get it to do that? And I kind of asked about it at some point. Where was it? Here somewhere. Hang on a sec. Yeah. So I tried it with my idea of having the layout with 3 panes set up, the 1 minute, 3 minute, 12 minute. And then it said, I can successfully focus each pane individually and read study values, reads Quadzilla perfectly. The problem with panes 1 and 2 are returning no studies. Now, that was because I didn't actually have them set to the correct thing. They were on there. They were actually on, it was said that they're on Bitunix, BTC USD.P and not ByBit. So, okay, so it wasn't quite what it was expecting. So I changed all that. And then I said, try that now. So it came up with this here. So 1 minute, 3 minute, 12 minute. So, show me what was going on there. So at that point, I said, what did I say? So I said, like, look out for confluence between the 3 time frames to give likely reversal points. Okay. So this was doing this thing here where it was saying, like, check 1, no confluence, bearish bias. So there was that. And I did it a few minutes later, mild improvement, watching closely, recovering, stabilizing, nudging up. And it got to here, like average, mild, positive, blah, blah, blah. And then later on, right, so here, we got this thing here. So in confluence signal, 2 out of 3 time frames confirmed. Price is 75.90, recovering from a 75.21 low. Okay. And then it goes some key levels here, immediate resistance. One's to do with EMAs, one's to do with the bullish retracement as well. That was very cool. So then I just kept going, please update now every now and again, just to see what it would do. And then it would say things like bearish, no confluence. Then here you go, confluence signal, 2 out of 3 confirmed. So that was at 17,634. Strong bullish, oversold. Okay, so that was all looking good. Strong confluence, 3 out of 3 time frames confirmed. Right, so that was at 77.02. I can't see the actual time here. 77.02. So I went out at about 10 o'clock. Yeah, and it went up a reasonable amount after that. So these things here, these are like, quite good sort of entries. And I did say to it, suggest a stop loss value. And it said, good question, and I want to be upfront. I'm not a financial advisor, not am I, by the way. And this isn't financial advice. That said, based purely on the technical structure we've been observing, here's my analysis. The logical stop loss levels are blah. So tight stop 74.58. That actually wouldn't have got hit. Conservative stop 75.21. That would not have got hit either. Structure stop 7400. No, that wouldn't have got hit. So they were actually really good stop losses. My suggestion on what we've seen. So it was saying risk reward at current price 77.68, which is only slightly below where we are right now, actually, but it was stop at 74.50, target 1, 71.327. Haven't made it there. Target 2, 71.665. Okay. And I kept sort of like, updating this, and it was like saying, mixed momentum is fading. Now, obviously, this is on like very, very small time frames, like the 1, 3 minute, and 12 minute. So I think this is rather cool. So for us to do this like now, for example, so now at the moment, the price of Bitcoin is at 70,834, and it's just having a little, I don't know really. It's having a little bit of a push. I suppose it'd be really, really great if I could just quickly flick between screens, wouldn't it? Yeah, I might have to set up a machine where there's no personal stuff on it so that I can just do it on that. That's probably what I'll do to show you. But if I could just say now, please update now, then we can see what it says. Now, this is the free version of Claude, and I have run out of data twice. I did it last night, and it renewed at midnight, so I kind of stayed up till midnight so I could play with it a bit more. And then this morning, it ran out about 9 o'clock in the morning because I'd been going a bit mad with it. And it said it renews at 10 o'clock. So I went out to the gym for an hour. So by the time I came back, which was at about half an hour ago, it was ready again. So I'm going to save this a little bit in case maff does turn up, because I just want to talk to him about this, because there are a few things that aren't brilliant. Obviously, we need a better strategy. Also, some aspects of Quadzilla, it doesn't quite understand fully. Like, it doesn't quite get the trend shields, I don't think. It understands what they're for. But anyway. So here you go. So full update. Strong move up from 76.50 low. Okay. So 1 minute is showing a pullback. Okay. Verdict: hold or wait for 1 minute reset. Big picture has shifted significantly. 3 minute and 12 minute are now both strongly bullish, with upward sloping EMAs for the first time today. Price up to 70,829, up 179 from 76.50 low. However, the 1 minute has gone overbought and is now pulling back hard. 33.6 versus, sorry, I'm reading there. Pulling back hard. Oh yeah, 33.6 versus 79.2 average, a red bar. Okay, so it knows about the red bars in the momentum oscillator. That's good. This is a classic higher time frame bull trend with 1 minute cooling off. This is now a dip buy setup. So wait for the 1 minute stochastic to reset lower and then cross back up. Green bar. Okay. So that's a green bar on the momentum oscillator. 3 minute and 12 minute providing the bullish backdrop. 3 minute and 12 minute. Okay. So buy the 1 minute dip with target at 3 minute bear retracement 79.17. Stop below recent low 70,761. The trend has shifted. This looks more bullish than anything we've seen today. Okay, well, there you go. It's cool, isn't it? And then if I want to just update it again, I can just do it again and say, please update now. I think what I'll do, I'll wait until we get something interesting happening on the thingy. Oh, hang on. I think Lewis has just popped into the chat. Lewis, I say, if you want to appear on here, that'd be really cool. But I think he just said, okay. This is Lewis, the man himself. He said, hey, sorry, I can't come on the show because I have no voice. Just some thoughts on what you've been saying. It certainly does help. I think I have a paid Claude plan when using this, and I also think it worked better in the terminal. The other thing to note is that the performance of it is entirely dependent on the strategy you install. Absolutely, yeah. Okay, Lewis, this is like really early days with me playing with this, and I kind of need to have Maff on the show as well, because obviously Maff knows what all the parts of Quadzilla are called as well. This is an interesting point. So Lewis is saying, also, if you want to do repeated assessments instead of telling it to do it again, ask it to set up a cron job to do this every 10 minutes. Oh, okay. That might be because I need to do it in terminal rather than because I think I tried that and it said I can't do it. Let me have a look. Anyway, here's Lewis. He's saying, Kaz is saying, hi Lewis, you talk another language, but sure, it's all good stuff. Absolutely. Lewis's channel is really cool. He does lots of AI stuff, and I think you'd probably love it, Kaz. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to have well, assuming he has a voice on Wednesday, is me, Lewis, and Maff are going to get together. We're going to do a little podcast type thing and talk about this kind of thing. And ways we can use it to make lots of money. That's the idea, anyway. And but I think this with Quadzilla, because we know Quadzilla works, but the only problem we got with Quadzilla is it's got a lot of moving parts, and you really need to be looking at everything at the same time. So it just makes it a little bit tricky, really, doesn't it? Anyway, that's brilliant of you popping in, Lewis. That's awesome. Anyway. Can I do a cron job? I've got a feeling if I try that from Claude itself, if I say, can you set a cron job? Because I asked it earlier and it said, like, no, I can't. But yeah, as you say, that might be a terminal thing. Oh, of course, you do a cron job in terminal, don't you? Okay. So option 1, keep doing it manually. Okay. Type option 2, Python script on your machine. That's how you do it, isn't it? Okay, I might have to go away and think about this. The TradingView native alerts. I mean, yeah, we know we can do this anyway, but because I wanted to do something that, well, I wanted to try a few things out, like so. So that's probably the way to go, isn't it? Option 2. Option 2 is the most powerful. Yeah, I think so as well. I could write a Python script today that polls all 3 panes every 10 minutes, evaluates the full signal checklist, bars, stochastic. Yeah. So what I want to do, I want to make sure we're talking the same language as Quadzilla. I did do something earlier on where I said, can you look at Quadzilla's features? And it was saying the problem there is that it's because it's a private script, it didn't know exactly how it works. And I said, well, I do have the code for it, and you know, I kind of knew that's not the sort of thing I ever want to let out of my site, you know, obviously. And it did say, no, don't share that with that, because Claude will use anything that's inputted into it to learn stuff. So if you put something sensitive into Claude, then, you know, it could end up in the public domain if you don't want it to. And obviously, you know, because we want to protect the the value in the code, and, you know, all the work that maff has mainly put into it. We want to protect that. So, you know, we want to keep the code private. So that isn't an option. But what is an option is if we know, I wish I knew the terms for it, but if we knew the actual values that Quadzilla produces, that Claude could then read from the code that's actually on the page of TradingView, that would be a thing. Okay, so we'll do that, but we'll do that later, and I'll probably make a video about it. And it's going to be really good to have a chat with Lewis on Wednesday and work out some things that we can do with this. But I think this is going to be brilliant, you know. So, but the price is going a little bit sideways. But let's just have one more go. Okay, so I'll say later, but for now, just another update. Okay, so we'll see what it says. I think it'll probably say indecisive, I think. Anyway, the point being is I did use Claude earlier on to enter into a long position at that time when we got the triple confirmation on the 1, 3, and 12-minute time frames, and I did go long. I must admit, I was kind of like, I was looking at my phone all the time while I was in the gym, sort of trying to work out what was going on, and I probably missed out taking a decent bit of profit, actually. Looking back at it now, I could have done it better, but I'll show you that in a moment. Okay, so here we go. All right, so it's generally, yeah, okay, there you go. Pullback in progress, dip buying opportunity forming. There's someone at the door. I'm just going to have to get it. I'm sorry about that. Back in a sec. Are you available, Rosie? No, just post for me. I'm back. Sorry about that. Just the postman. Okay, so there you go. So it gives you this kind of idea, you know, dip buy setup, watch for the 1 minute stochastic to bottom out and the green bar to reappear. 3 minute EMA stack at whatever support zone, entry on the 1 minute green bar, stop below. Okay, nice. This is so cool. This really is so cool. Awesome. Right, let's that's loads more comments from Lewis. Brilliant. Right, hang on. Where was I? Okay. Yeah, tell it to set up a cron job every minute. Did I do? Sorry, I lost track now because I've just been talking to the postman. Yeah. So that's done with that. That's done with the Python script, isn't it? Is that right? Polls the TradingView MCP. MCP is the name of the code that I don't think Lewis actually made it. He made it better. Basically, there's a bit of from someone else, but it's like a open source script on somewhere. Okay. Okay. Oh, that'd be really cool as well to get like Telegram messages. Oh, we could do that, and we could have like a we could have like a Telegram channel giving you Quadzilla entries. Imagine that. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Anyway, I just want to get back to Lewis's things. Do it live. I will, but I really want Maff to be here. I don't know if you heard Lewis, but he's getting his internet changed from part fiber to full fiber, and if it's anything like the internet hell that I have, then it's probably going to take 3 weeks rather than like 5 minutes, you know. Anyway, but yeah. Might not with the free version. Oh, that's a point. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I'm going to upgrade it, and that's kind of one of the reasons I was just going to hold fire for a little bit, because there was that for the cron jobs. What else? Cron jobs, and there was something else. No, I think that was it. Actually, I'm sure there was something else. Something else that was a bit of a thingy, anyway. Yeah, you need to use at least Claude Cowork. Oh, okay. That's on the desktop app. Yeah. I can't see that up for you. I can't set it up for you. No problem. Oh, do you mean I can set it? Okay. Kaz, maybe set up the alerts in a Quadzilla app you create. Maybe set up the alerts in a Quadzilla. Oh, you see, like what make like a Quadzilla Telegram app? Is that what you mean, Kaz? Maybe, I don't know. Oh, I see. Oh, you're saying I can set up the Telegram thing. Okay, that'd be cool. Oh God, I'm so looking forward to having the chat on Wednesday. I really am. It's going to be great. All right. Look, I'm just going to go to the Quadzilla screen because I just want to show you something. Let me just change this. Let's remove that. It's me all big. Who is this old bloke? Right. Stop the screen. Then share screen. That one there. Right. Okay. So if we pop on Quadzilla, well, let's just put this on the, I don't know, the 1 hour for the moment. Because at the moment, all I've told Claude to do is I've told it to look out for these retracement levels. Oh, and by the way, if for the sake of Lewis, who doesn't know about Quadzilla so much, these retracement levels they stop drawing after a certain number of bars, but if they haven't been closed, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not valid anymore. So you can actually make them longer. It's not always a good idea, but you can do it down here. Sometimes for the hell of it, I just put a 0 on the end of both of them. Okay. And what that does, that makes them disappear. No, come back. Oh, okay. That wasn't a good example. Let's just make them slightly longer. Hang on. I obviously made them too long. But, because of the limitations of PineScript, you can only have so many sort of lines at the same time. Let's just increase that to like, I don't know, 650 or something. That should do for what we're looking at. Okay. I'm still thinking about it. Okay, that's good. Right. So you can see here, for example, this bullish retracement here. What this means, it means that when this starts appearing, the price will go up and then it will come back down, basically. And with these bearish retracements here, like this one here, it means that the price will go down and then it will come back up to there. And what we see is this kind of like, quite often, this kind of like pinpoint accuracy with things like that. And you think, oh, what's it going to do when it gets to there? That's a bearish one. So, even when you're right down here and you think, oh, is it going to go back there? And it does. It just goes up, kisses it, and comes back down just like it's supposed to. And, certainly on things like gold and Tesla, these things are amazing, even on these higher time frames. Look at this 1 hour here. So that would have said back in January, or January the 2nd, there, it would have said that we're going to go back to 87.9k at some point, and then we went off up to like 97, and then boom, came back down there, perfectly bounced off it there. So these things are really powerful. So I wanted Claude to learn about these and see how it could use it. I probably didn't tell it the full story though, because as regular viewers will know, there is actually like 3 steps to these things. And let me just show you an example. You don't always see the 3rd step though, but I can see one here. So you see, for example, this one here. This is a bearish retracement one here. So that bit there is 2 pixels wide, and then there's like a thinner 1 pixel wide bit here. Okay. So these are the 3 steps that we often talk about. For any regular viewer, sorry to do this over and over again, but probably doesn't hurt to tell you anyway. So when that arrowhead appears, we know that the price is going to go down. Okay. Let's just make that a more neutral color like white. And we know that that's step 1, and we know that it's going to retrace back to that level and probably overshoot quite a lot. And indeed, it went way beyond that and went all the way up to wherever that is. Okay, up to there. Okay, I'm just going to turn that magnet off. So the actual initial step 2 was going from, initial step 1 was going from there down to the bottom. Step 2 was going back to the end of that 2 pixel wide line there, but the price carried on going up. Okay, so that's the actual step 2. And then step 3 is where it comes back to complete that retracement. So that comes back to that point on that 1 pixel line. We find that really useful because that often does play out in that situation. That situation being is that the price retraced back there and then carried on, but then eventually returned. Okay. And the kind of idea being that, that was like a, I suppose like a resistance at some point, sort of remained as some sort of support line later on. Okay. I probably said that not quite right, but anyway. So we got all this stuff to tell Quadzilla about. The EMAs, it probably understands a lot better because they're pretty standard stuff. So there is that. There was one bit when I was trying to tell it about how it all worked, and it was asking about the shading areas. So we've got this like purple bit here, purple shading, of when these 2 EMAs, the 21 and the 55, are approaching at a rate where they're probably going to cross. So I didn't tell it to do anything about that, but obviously that would be something that it would be useful to tell Claude about, because we use these like bearish crosses here of confirmation of a trend to the downside, and then obviously we have the reverse of that, which is a confirmation of the trend to the upside. So there is that we can tell it about as well. And then I told it about these red and green bars here, which we know are things that appear when the stochastic convergence band is in a certain condition. So I think we could probably actually tell Claude something quite specific about when they appear, rather than actually saying wait until they appear. So I think that's something we can do there. Okay, I've seen a question by the Makester. I'll just answer that in a moment. So there's quite a few things. I did actually manage to tell Claude about the trend shield. I'll just explain this for Lewis's sake, actually. So what these little red triangles are, they basically mean that everything's looking like the trend should reverse to the upside. But for now, the trend is still to the downside. So that means, like, you know, get ready to go long, but not yet. And then they kind of fade out. And when they fade out, the price normally goes back up. And you can see that here, the price went back up. Okay. So it certainly knew about those once I've told it about them. So I think there's ways that we can actually really, really give Claude a really precise instruction set of saying, you know, we're looking for this, this, and that. Tell us when you've got a really good signal, and we'll go for it. So that's cool. Brilliant. Right, let's just have a quick look at the comments again. So the Makester saying, what TradingView do you need to do that? I don't think you need anything special. I've got the, which one have I got? I've got the premium one, I think. I've got the middle one. So it's not the first paid one. It's not the second paid one. It's the next one I've got. I've got that because I want to have like three panes of TradingView showing at the same time, and like that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think you need any particular kind of TradingView. Don't think so. I mean, Lewis might be able to confirm that. But yeah, no, I think it works with anything really. Anyway, so this might be interesting. So we've got here the price going towards this bearish retracement here on the 3-minute time frame. Okay, the one is, what's the 1 hour? So the 1 minute is looking quite lively as well. Now that retracement is a little bit higher at like 71k, and this 12-minute has a retracement way up here at like 72, 73k. So this might be interesting to see what Claude is saying about it right now. So let's go over to have a look at that. So to remove that, don't like it when I go all big like that. Stop screen, share screen, and then window, Claude. Okay. So let's say, I always like saying please to AIs. Anyway, so I'll say please update now. Okay. And see what it says. I mean, the 1, 3, and 12 minute, that's what I use for like kind of scalping situations. But obviously, if you were doing more like a longer swing trade, you could probably just do it 1 time frame. You could probably do it like the 1 hour or the 4 hour, maybe. Okay, so the price is at 79.36. So it's looking strong on the 1 minute and 12 minute, cooling a bit on the 3 minute. Okay. So all three EMA stacks. So it's referring to the EMA stack as like the 5, 9, 21, and 55, which is the EMAs we use in TradingView. Obviously, a stack per time frame. Oh, I see. It's even put the bar color in. That's brilliant. That's just awesome. Okay, so price has broken through the 3 minute bear retracement at 70.917 and hit 79.54. A massive $304 move from the 76.50 low. And I bear in mind, my trade from this morning was, actually, I'll tell you what it was. I only came out of it because I didn't want to be thinking about it while I was on the stream. But my entry was, oh no, it wasn't so good. It was 77.22. So it was only like $200 down from where we are, but not bad. But if I'd have done what Claude had told me, I would have been in at whatever it said. I can't remember. But oh yeah, 76.50. In fact, I think it was lower than that when I looked this morning. I think I just messed around with the trade a little bit by adding a bit to it. Okay, so it says watch now for short setup. 1 minute and 3 minute stochastics, both in overbought territory, 88 plus. The 3 minute is already rolling over. A short confluence signal could be forming soon as price approaches the next resistance. Okay, so that will be when it's hitting that red bearish retracement level. Next key level, 79.93. I would absolutely completely agree with that. 70, yeah, that sounds perfect. A short confluence signal could be forming soon as price approaches the next resistance. Okay, so key level 79.93. If price stalls there and 1 minute and 3 minute both go red, that's your short entry. Stop above 71k. Target back to 70.856. I mean, these aren't massive moves, are they? But like, obviously, with a bit of leverage and doing a few trades a day, you could make a hell of a lot of money. Okay, that's coming. The price is coming down now, so I'm gonna ask it to update again. That's still working. Yep. So KB is saying price holding the 4 hour LGC. Keep thinking about that liquidity gap something. I do want to see a raid of these lows and then send it back up. Yeah, so that would be good if we get a chance to do a short. Now we might have just missed it. You could probably just go short from that. Oh, okay. Right, brilliant. Okay, so here we've got 1 minute cooling, 3 minute super signal down. We actually call it a super down signal, but anyway. 12 minutes bullish. Okay, that's all right because we're just looking for a small pullback, aren't we? So it even gives you like a short setup here. Short from 78.96. Stop above there. Oh, that's very close, actually. It's probably all right, though. Target 7856. There you go. Caveat, 12 minutes still strongly bullish. Keep this tight. It's a counter trend scalp on the higher time frame. The super signal down on 3 minute is the key trigger here. Okay. I suppose I should show what that is. in case Lewis is still here. So let's just remove that and add my screen again. Yeah, sorry, this has been a bit of a different one today, actually, but I think you might get an idea of what might be to come, you know. So the super down signal is this red arrow here, which, as we know, appears when things are in extreme oversold. No, not oversold. Yes, overbought conditions. It is only the three minute time frame, but nevertheless, you can see that just did that perfectly. Went back up to that bearish retracement and pulled back. So that is really cool. Excellent. Right. So I've obviously got some work to do with this. I need to, get it talking better. Not talking, I mean, it's talking brilliantly. I need to inform it better about what Quadzilla does and how it works. I'd love it to understand the step 3s of the retracements, because I think at the moment it only understands the step 2s, or I think it's just literally looking at the level they're at. It's cool that it does. I'm wondering what we can do. I'm showing the wrong thing here. Hang on a sec. Oh, I'm not. So I'm just monitoring with the other computer, which is a bit slow. How did that get so far behind? Hang on. That's right. Yeah, so obviously what we've got, alerts wise, actually, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this, Kaz, but we have actually got really, really comprehensive alerts for Quadzilla. So, for example, if you go to Quadzilla version 1.72, see, we've got alerts for like the green bars, red bars, all that sort of thing, the super down, super up. We've got things like here, if you want to save on alerts, if you've got like a plan that hasn't got lots of alerts. So, if you don't want a separate one for the red bar and green bar, you can just do like bar color change. You've got these, the faster EMAs are the crosses of the 9 and 12 EMAs, and the normal EMAs are the crosses of the 21 and 55 EMAs. Or you can just use this one here that says any EMA cross. And you've got alerts for bearish retracements and bullish retracements. And then you've got one that does both. And you've got the hyper alert. The hyper alert is just one alert you can set that says something has happened, and then you can use that if you've got the free version of TradingView and you've only got one indicator, or I think you get 2, I think, but you can have that set, and then you can go and like work out what it was, which is going to be fairly easy to do. So yeah, there's very, very comprehensive alerts you've got with Quadzilla, so that's very cool. Okay, well, I think that's about all I can probably say about it today, really. I am totally looking forward to having a chat with Lewis on Wednesday, especially with having maff with me as well. That's going to be like great fun. Anyway, price holding the 4-hour LG. I can never remember what that is. It's some kind of what do you call it? Like a fair value gap, isn't it? I think that's what it is. Everyone has different names. I do want to see a raid of those lows. That's what we're looking for. And Kaz saying, blows my mind how clever that is. It is rather cool, isn't it? And it's like, yeah, I think whether we like it or not, I think this is the way things are going to go, and I think the idea of actually developing an indicator where it's, we know it tells us so much about the probability of where the price is going to go and what it's going to do. We know it does that, and we've got the statistics to prove that it works. For example, when I was showing the bearish retracements on gold for the past 183 years, it's been, they've completed 100% of the time. It's just like, it's brilliant. So we know it works. So we just need a better way of interpreting it. And Lewis has also done another video as well about getting Claude to actually take trades. So there is a stage beyond this, obviously, where you could turn it into a bot. Now, I know that's the sort of thing that maff is quite against, because he doesn't want to have the actual the responsibility of creating a bot, and something goes wrong and people lose money, which is fair enough. However, he is up for the idea of you having the tools available to do that. So I'm keen on giving you people every opportunity we can, really. So yeah, that's what I want to do. But I think this is going to be a brilliant step, a brilliant way forward, anyway. And even if it just did things like the trade I took this morning, when we were seeing that triple confluence on the 1, 3, and 12-minute time frame. I mean, that was perfect, because I was looking at the price anyway. I was thinking, I'm pretty sure that's near a bottom. I just didn't know quite when. And the message it sent me of saying, okay, this is what we're looking for, that would have been brilliant. That would have actually been, so I'm going to measure it on a different computer, but okay, that would have been a 0.35% increase up to where we are now. I was actually on 20x leverage, actually, so that would have been a 7% increase, which is insane. That'd be like on a Monday morning, taking about an hour. Insane. So yeah, awesome. KB saying, it took me several months to create and backtest my indicator suite, but the endless nights of coding was worth it. Absolutely. And I think this is what the idea of well, it's not exactly passive income, but the idea of it is actually the idea of passive income. It's where you put a load of work into something, which will then help you make money without doing too much, or automate the money making process a little bit, or at least make it easier. I think that's what I understand by passive income. It's not just like money for nothing. Price is pulling back now. I just want to do one last go on Claude just before I go. So I'm going to stop the screen, and I'm going to share the Claude window. I'm going to have to find a better way to do this. I might have to just set a new computer up with some, non-personalized stuff on. Okay, right. So the price on the 1 minute is pulling back a bit now. So I'm going to ask it to update. I'll tell you what's really cool as well is when we've got the call planned with Lewis on Wednesday at 2:00. So that means what we can do is set something up, and then actually have it running for New York Open, and then see what we can do there. I might even do it today. I might do it on the other channel, on the SWC trading channel. If I do, I'll make a point of saying so in the Discord. Okay, right. So 1 minute pullback, 3 minute cooling, 12 minutes still strong. So this might be the pullback that KB is looking for. Okay, dip buying setup. So 3 minute super down from last update has cleared. Short signal cancelled. Price has pulled back from there to there. 1 minute is deeply oversold again, which is the same pattern we've seen precede bounties all session. Okay. 12 minute remains strongly bullish. Good. This pullback looks corrective rather than a reversal. Looks like it's just corrected, actually. So dip buy watch trigger. 1 minute stochastic crosses back above average and you get a green bar. Not got that yet. Entry zone 78.20. Very close. Not quite been there yet. Stop below that. Target 70.954 and beyond towards whatever. Brilliant. I'm actually going to try this. I'm actually going to just set that trade up like what you're seeing on the screen there, and then I'll use that to make a video, or maybe I'll use that to as something to talk about on Wednesday with Lewis. Right. Okay. Well, I don't know what happened to Maff. I suspect he wasn't available because of his internet, maybe, but not to worry. I'm sure he'll be back tomorrow with a bright and shiny thingy, bright and shiny internet connection. Yeah, I was supposed to be getting my new one last Friday actually, and it just never happened. But it's late apparently. Oh, Scott, you're saying strategy has acquired. Oh, blimey, that's a lot, isn't it? 13,927 Bitcoin. Bloody hell, that's a lot, isn't it? All right. Okay, no, I've not done any shilling at all today, but yeah, do join the Discord. All the links are in the thing below. Thank you so much for everyone coming along, especially Lewis. Really looking forward to everything with him. It's been great. Okay, I'm quite excited, as you can probably tell, actually. So I'll see you in the Discord. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. And take care, everyone. Please do smash like on your way out, and make sure you are subscribed and all that good stuff. And why isn't my outro video set? It should be. There it is. All right, that's that set. So I'll just say goodbye and see you later. So the makes the saying, don't forget to enter the trade. Oh yeah, good stream, buddy. Thanks. No worries, KB. That's yeah. I just wish Maff was here as well, because he'd been so useful. Anyway, all right. Take care, everyone, and see you later.